Man of God, woman of God, child of God, remember this. God will never give you a gun without the bullets. You hear me? God will never give you a gun without the bullets. Man of God, woman of God, child of God. Activate your spirit. Because God will never give you your gun without the bullet. You don't have to be political correct. If you're absolutely sure that you're called by God, remember now, if you're absolutely sure that you're called by God, God will never give you a gun without the bullets. It will train you. Because you have to go up on the battlefield. So you don't have to worry about political correct or what you say, what not to say. God will train you. Because you have to have a bullet to deal with them things, yeah. And the gun and the bullet that goes together. Metaphorically speaking. God is in charge. Because when he will train you, because you're not going to send up on the battlefield just like that. So don't be afraid. I do not speak from carnality. I speak spirituality. So remember now, God ain't going to give you, just make you go up there, like so. He will go give you the gun and he will give you the bullet. Because he will train you himself to make sure that you're ready. Because if you're not ready, you can't deal with what's out there. And that goes for all of us. Like many a Christian who God is calling and you're afraid. You're afraid to get your weapon. Because you need your weapon in your right hand. So you're afraid. Many of you run. And afraid. Afraid of the things. Fear of the things there. But God is calling. God is knocking. God wants to give you a weapon. To fight. To fight these evil, these forces. And we come together. And he put the gun there. And he put the bullet there. So you can shoot. You can't go fight spirit. Because the Bible tells us what we're fighting against. It's powers of high places, strong rulers. It's not carnality. So while we're down there, if we see a man act a certain way, we have to deal with the spirit. Because the spirit is on the man. It's not the man, but it's the spirit. So what I'm saying, God will prepare you. And he will give it to you to deal with the battles. But he's not going to just send you out there without he trained you and give it to you. So you don't have to be political correct. And you don't have to be afraid. But one thing you must make sure that you're sincerely called by God. Absolutely. Many are called on if you are chosen. Many of them like to say, well, minister and this and that. But the truth is, many of you do package yourself. The Bible, many false prophets go out there, many false pastors, many false. But the truth is, put them up against things and you see who's the real fake or fraud. Because many of them, when the spirit come, they run God, they can't come. Because God don't give them no weapon. They have no guns, they have no bullets. Speak. Power. You have to activate your spirit, brothers and sisters. Man of God, woman of God, child of God. Activate your spirit. The one that God is give to you. Activate it so you can go to work. So when God give you a gun and give you a bullet, so when the enemy comes, see it up and go stumble off. Because as soon as you speak, they know bullet. That's how that work. Can't stop at your door. Can't manage you. You're gonna look to a weak fence to go to. Can't come near you. Can't come near your dwellings because you have the bullets and the gun to them. Words that bring powers. I explain it to you. I give it to you. Don't be afraid when God is calling you. Take that waters from the fountain that he gives to you. Don't run away from it. The word of God is a covenant to man. You need those words. You need the activation of God within your spirit to develop your spirit, man. To get you to the levels that you need to get to. Level up yourself and let's go. Because we're in a time where you have to come together now. Because every negativity is taking over. So the people of God need to rise up. The church of God need to rise up. The minister of God need to rise up and need to push back. Come on with your weapon, which is the word of God. These are your bullets and these are your guns that you will use to push back every negative thing that speak out there, every negative tongue. I mean, David tell you in the book, there was tongue against him, that's speaking against him, and he was fighting hard for God to deliver him against tongues. So what we fighting against? Spiritual powers in high places. So we need God to weapon us up, so we can get on the battlefield. But many of you who call are running like Jonah. Run! Don't want to take the position and sit around criticize. Weak, afraid. And then you have many who package up themselves now. Nice, put on pretty clothes, look good, and say, man of God, woman of God, hey, talking a God business. But if powers come, they run, gone. They ain't even talking anything. The next thing I just want to say, sidetrack a little bit. When those ones in the church and the loud music in the church that get many of your people distracted and can't focus, you need someone of you guys need to go and touch somebody in the mouth. And the man in the mic, yes, Jesus, and the one, so the pastor talking, he boosting up the pastor and going on the business. Listen, those propaganda ministry. It's like a beat to the sound, you're hearing too much noise and distract your mind. But as you walk out of the church, what do you learn? What do you get? I say this again, if our mind don't grow, we never grow and our children can't grow. When Jesus come down here, Rabbi was speaking and teaching. So if the church is making noise and you can't hear, it's just noise, prophesy, noise and noise. What do you get out of this prophesy, this and that? What do you get at the end of the day? There must be a light bulb that goes off in your head to make you understand you mean something. You mean something to God. God can take up the simplest of man and turn. You need teachers, preachers. And that you're not getting, you need to feed. Your spirit man need to feed so your spirit man can rise up. And the problem is there's no teacher feeding your spirit man. Your spirit man must grow. It must come. Fire must come out of your belly. And so they're not teaching. And when you get it, praffle, and nice, and you say, close that dude's mouth. Close him and make whosoever talk. So, nonsense. It's just because all the sound is going on to distract your mind. But stop the sound and let the pastor speak. Stop the sound and let Prophet Jerk, Jack speak. Let them speak. All of them. Just shut the sound off. And let them come up and talk to you. Elevate you. Make you grow spiritually. Make your spirit man feel like, yes, God is speaking through you to me. I have the message that my life gonna change. There's a light bulb go off in me. And I know my tomorrow will be greater than the... Oh, come on. Somebody need to get this message here. God not gonna send you on the battlefield without he train you. And he not gonna give you the guns without the bullets. You hear me? No guns without bullets. You don't have to afraid I'll be political correct. And sometimes I speak, I don't straight broad, mince word for people to please people. I dress for somebody to say, oh, you're a true man of God. I identify if I put on some clothes, get some vehicle to, and oh yes. That's been for how many years that been happening? It's still happening, even in politics. That's what is beating our head. You're looking at the man and the clothes. And you see that and then you say, okay, it's good. And the Bible said, be careful, oh, you entertain a stranger. Because that may be an angel. Don't mean an angel needs to dress a certain way or look a certain way. We always fall the victim to those things. And when we're going to get it, if our mind don't grow with your loss of your eyes is too dangerous for yourself. Don't easily lay on somebody. No, try the spirit. The God said the spirit, when you speak, you must know who's a man of God, who called by God, how we're fake, how we're fraud. But until then, if our mind don't grow, we're still in that stagnancy. We're still holding ourselves back. It's not they doing to us, it's we doing to our own self. So I can do all this video, but I'm telling you, at some point, the fake and the fraud, you will know them. You will know. You must get discernment. You must get your spirit activated. God will not do it. He will give you guns and bullets and train you, so you know. So when you cast the devil out, the devil go. When they say flee, devil will flee. Manifestation. You must run to God. Go back to that water. Drink from the fountain. Get God in your spirit. Let the spirit of the living God work for you.